Hey guys, it's Misty with Mystic Gigi. So I decided, because I had so many questions about how to do the bloom technique, that I would just show you exactly what I use from all the way from the pillow to the medium to the cell activator. So we'll start off with the pillow. The pillow is the first layer that you lay down on your canvas. So the pillows that I use is Valspar 2000 in satin. And then it's also called High Tide White right there. So that is the exact one that I use for my pillow. It all depends on the day and what I want, but this one works really well. And then the other one I use is Glidden Premium. And up here it says Pure White Base 1. Pure White Base 1. If I can scratch that off. And then it's satin. There we go. Then it's satin color, or satin finish. Oh, didn't know I could scratch that off. Okay, so then it's Glidden Premium, Base 1, satin. Okay, so that is my pillows. All right, so now we're to our base, which is the one that you mix all your colors in. It's called a medium. And the medium is made up of bare, interior, exterior, high gloss enamel, deep base 8300. So as long as it says deep base 8300, this is the exact number of this one and only type of stuff. So let's open her up and then I'll show you exactly how I mix it. So we're going to do 3 parts of this to 1 part of Jo Sonja gloss varnish. If you do not have Jo Sonja gloss varnish, you can use polyacrylic, which is good too, but I prefer the Jo Sonja. But I'm just giving you another option. So it's the clear gloss Minwax polyacrylic. Okay, water-based. So there's that. Let's get this open. Okay, so now we are going to mix it in these little 2-ounce cups, because I'm just going to show you how I mix the medium with the how you mix up the medium, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so if we're doing 3 parts, I'm just going to use this 1 teaspoon. So if you're doing 3 parts, you can do 3 parts of a teaspoon, or you can do 3 ounces, or you can do 3 cups. Whatever it is that you're using, whether it's cups, ounces, milliliters, whatever you want to do, 3 of the deep base paint to 1 of the Jo Sonja. So I'm going to do 3 of these. One. And you want to scrape off your stick or your thing into the container after you do your 1 scoop, because you want it to be equal. 1. And if you don't know, you can tap it like this and it'll give you exact measurement. 2. 3. Okay. If you want, you can measure it. I do big batches, so I do it on a scale, which I could show you guys if you were interested. You can put it in the comments below and I'll show you a bigger batch being made, but it's the same thing. We're just doing 3 parts, 1 part, whether it's ounces or cups or little mLs. Okay, so now I'm going to put the Jo Sonja gloss varnish. Do 1 of these. Okay. And then you put it in. Then we're going to stir that up really good. And then I will be back. I'll have a bunch of cups and I'm going to show you how I mix my pouring medium with my colors, whether it's liquid, tube paint or pigments. So we'll do that in just a sec. Okay, sorry about that, I lied. You do 2 parts of the untinted paint to 1 part Jill Sonia. So I just put another part in here and made it the even 2 to 1. So I did another little bit of, you want it to be pretty thin. You gotta put enough, I'll show you the batch when I make it right. So don't forget that, 2 parts of untinted house paint to 1 part Jill Sonia instead of 3 parts. You want 2 parts. Okay, so this is just for my recipe. So if you want to do 3 to 1, you can do 3 to 1. I do 2 to 1 because I need it. I like mine a little bit more runny. So that's just a big batch that I just made. And then I'm going to pour it into my cups. And then we'll mix some paint and some pigments. So I just fill it up. These are 2-ounce cups, so I just fill it like a little bit more than halfway. Just go from there. Okay, so let's do the teal first. Okay, so I'm going to mix this color. It's just Golden's teal, cobalt teal. So this is how much, so with these more potent, better quality paints, which like is your Amsterdam, Golden, stuff like that, you only need a little bit. So I'm literally going to just drop like a pea size. And that's all you need. That's all the paint you need. Basically what we're doing is we're just tinting it. We're making it the color we want it. If you put that much color in there and it doesn't get the color you want, which I'd be really surprised, because this stuff is very, very pigmented. Then you can put more, but I wouldn't do much. Nice. And make sure you scrape your sides, scrape your stick, make sure it's all very well combined. Okay, now I will show you my consistency. Just moves a little mound and then it disappears. Little mound, disappears. Okay? Little mound, disappears. Alright, now let's mix, let's see. Let's mix a, no, we just did cobalt teal. Let's mix a primary element. So we're going to do Laguna Azul, and it's by Primary Elements. They're pigments. So let's see. Let's see if we can zoom in so you can see better. Okay, so literally I'm just getting my stick and I'm filling just a little bit on the edge. So just a little bit. So next to my thumb it's about, you know, it's smaller. Okay, put that in there. And you're supposed to take precaution when you use pigments, wearing mask and whatnot. I can't wear one because I can't talk to you, but use your own safety measurements to keep yourself safe. You know what you can, I'm one that's not one that takes that stuff really serious, I guess. I just do it, but you should be aware that you should wear a mask. Okay, so that is the, ooh, look how cool that is. You see that shimmer? So that is a pigment. As easy as that. And watch, it goes mound, small mound. And if you feel like it's too thin, like in this case it is a little bit thin, I add in some of this to make it even out a little bit. It's an iridescent medium, which is just basically a tube paint, but it doesn't color your paint, it just makes it shimmy, like more shimmery. So I'm going to put a little stick amount in there, or you can do regular paint, just make it sure it's kind of the same color, so you don't, if you want this color to stay this color, don't put a lot of paint, colored paint in it. But just by putting that little bit in here, it's going to make it a little bit thicker so that it's more the same consistency. See? Now it's perfect. Okay, so there's that one. So we got the tube paint, pigment. Let's mix up one of these Prism pours for you. These are amazing. Let's do this one. This is a Prism pour. They're made by ColourArte, same as the pigments. Same as these pigments. They are, it's called Prism pour. This one is called Chantilly lace. I don't know how to say it. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. Now with this stuff, if we undo it, I love this stuff, it's so cool. It does this little film thingy if you don't, I don't know why, but I just peel it off. It's like a skin. Don't let that fool you. It's really good stuff. Okay. Now with this stuff, just give it a nice stir. And it's pretty, I've seen people use this just on its own without pouring medium in a bloom, but I don't. I tried it and it didn't work for me, so I'm just going to grab the stick, get a bit of good heaping amount on it, and then just put it in there. I do like 2 little heaps, but let most of it drip off, and then in. Then just stir it up, because basically you got to remember, you're trying to tint the paint, not make it thicker. Because if you make it thicker, then you have to thin it out. And if you need to thin it out, you just add more Joe Sonia gloss varnish to it. Or polyacrylic, whichever one you use. And this is just the recipe that works for me. It might not work for you, it doesn't work for everybody. Your weather and where you live and your state and stuff, all that takes a play in the part of whether or not your blooms work. And on top of exactly the ingredients. So see that little mound and then it's gone? That is what we want. Now I'm going to do one more for you if you haven't heard of them. It is called Little Piggy. This Little Piggy Pigments. And let's see. I'm trying to get this off the lid. It's called This Little Piggy Pigments. And they are amazing. Let's see, which one do I want to show you? Let's do this one. So this is This Little Piggy's Pigments. This one's called Grenache, I think. Look at that shimmeriness. So what I'm going to do is, normally I will put it in a little bit of Joe Sonia and mix it up and then put it in here, put my medium in, but it's already in here, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to stir really slowly until it's combined. Because I noticed that it has a lot more vibrancy when you do mix it in some, whether it's Liquitex Basics pouring medium or whatever, to make it dissolve first. That's what I prefer, because it does look brighter. But either way, they're very pretty pigments. Very pretty. You can get these at ColourArte.co, I believe. Or just search Little Piggy Pigments and it should pop up. So that's Grenache, whatever, however you say it. Beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so you can add pigments and paint. So I'm going to mix this Interference Blue by Golden, and I'm going to mix in some pigments with it. So I'm just going to do a squirt of this. Whoops, a little much, but that's okay. Never have too much of this interference stuff. This interference stuff is amazing. Okay, and then we got Little Piggy's Simplicity, which is another interference, but you can't really see it until once it's really mixed, I think, is when you can really see it. So let's go like this. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there. And now let's see the magic. Make sure you scrape the sides, scrape the stick. So I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but it gives the shimmer. So yeah, that's the cool part about that stuff. So that's how you do that. And then also, if you have one that's too thick, like I mixed up this black and it's a little too thick, you get your Gel Sonia, you put a drop in there, and then you stir it. Make sure you get the sides, scrape your stick. Now it's perfect. Okay, so if you need it thinner, Gel Sonia Gloss Varnish. You need it thicker, add some paint, whether it's the iridescent medium because it doesn't add color to it, it just adds thickness and shimmer, or regular tube paint. Okay, now we're going to do the cell activator now that we got all of our colors done. So our cell activator is made up of two items. We got paint and we got Floetrol. So my go-to paint is Amsterdam. That's just what I prefer. You don't have to go with Amsterdam, but if you want the same results that I am showing you, then you'll want to use Amsterdam. So we use this Floetrol it's called Australian Flood Floetrol. You can get it at the Little Piggy website, where they sell the Little Piggies, and you can get it on eBay. It's expensive, but it's well worth it if you want the results. Then got your black, Oxide Black is my favorite. Oxide Black by Amsterdam. You can use any color as long as it has this black, see this black square? If it is completely filled in, that means it's opaque. So any opaque paints you can use as a cell activator, because if you use a semi-opaque or a translucent one, it's going to make it to where it's going to get lost in your other colors because it's see-through. So that's why you want an opaque one. So let's see. We are going to do 3 parts of Australian Floetrol. So I just got my let's go with 1 tablespoon or teaspoon. So we got 1 teaspoon. Got my little trusty cup. We're going to do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then get a stick. Okay, so 3 of that. And 1 of this. So whatever you do, if you're doing a huge batch and you do 3 cups of Australian Floetrol and 1 cup of paint, then that's your 3-to-1 ratio. If you're doing ounces, you do 3 ounces to 1 ounce paint. So it's all just 3-to-1, whatever you decide to use. And your best way to know if you're getting the exact measurement is you'll want to go like this and tap it. And that'll tell you, that'll make it flatten out so you know if you're getting enough paint. Okay, so there's that. Scrape that off in there. And then what you can do also is a drip test, which I might do that for you. It's where you put a small, like dime size blob of your cell activator, one of your colors, and your base, so your pillow, and you literally put it on all the dots on a piece of paper, the same amount as far as like the size, same amount, and then you tip the paper up, and if they all run at the same pace, then then your consistencies are perfect. If they don't, then you got to either add or, you know, try to make it thinner. So, do you see that slingy with the, oh man, I should have done white so you can see it. So do you see the bounce, see the bounce of it off the stick? That's what you want. If you don't get that bounce, it's the wrong consistency. Let's see if I can tip you up for a minute and try that again. Watch the stick. See that bounce? If you don't get that bounce, you want that bounce, and then you know it's the right consistency. Okay? And you want to whip the crap out of this cell activator because you want it as blended as you can. And a lot of times too, you can tell too when you go like this and you wipe the side. If you look at the cup, you'll see the little cells trying to form. If you go like that and you wipe it, you can see the cells trying to form. So you know that it's a good consistency. Okay, so my pillow paint, which is my house paint, the Valspar 2000, I do not put anything in it. I just put it directly from the can into here so that it's just easier to access compared to it being, you know, in the can. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put a blob of each thing onto this piece of paper. So I'm going to put a blob. You want the same size blobs of all the items. So we got the paint, and then we got, which color should I waste a little bit of? No, not my gold. All right, let's do the teal. So this is the teal that we mixed up together. Okay, so I'm going to do a blob. You want it about the same amount. There we go. And what it's supposed to do, not all, they're not supposed to all go at the same pace. They're supposed to be, this is the thickest, medium, and then the cell activator is the thinnest. But you want them all to flow either way. But it's important to have them the same size so that so you're comparing it, you know, equally. Okay, I think that'll be okay. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand this paper up. Looks like, yep, so that's pretty good. I just need to thin down my my color just a little bit, because see how it's running about the same pace as my pillow? My pillow's on a little on the thinner side compared to most pillows, but that's exactly how it should run. The cell activator the most, this the second most, that's the heaviest. So heaviest to lightest as far as the consistencies. Okay, so I'm going to fix that and then we'll get back to starting our first bloom. Alright, let's get all this hard work. Now let's go to the fun part. Okay, I'm going to put some of my pillow, just straight pillow, right onto my, this is just a piece of wood to play on, gesso board. So let's go ahead and play. So I'm just going to pour some pillow on there, and you don't need a bunch, but you want to be able to tilt it and use it. So you want to be able to go to every end of the surface that you're using. So if you put just a little in the middle and you know it's not going to go to the end, then you don't have enough. But as long as you're tilting off enough pillow, you're fine in the end. Okay, I'm going to do my turquoise first, or my teal. Just a blob. And let's do some, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. Let's do some of that really pretty glimmery white glittery stuff. So pretty, I love it. This is that primary, or the Prism pour. Oh, let's use this little piggy. Look at this one, the ganache. Oh, it's so pretty. It's like you could eat it. Put a little bit more on there. Okay, well, let's do some gold. Let's tilt you back to the middle. I don't know why it's having the urge to tilt like that. And let's do some pink. And we'll do our cell activator. These are some really random colors, I know. Alright. Jeez, excuse me. Okay. Now let's do the cell activator. Give it a nice stir. Okay, now have your, whatever you're blowing with, whether it's your mouth or your tools. I have two different ones. I always, depends on the size of what I'm doing. For the smaller stuff, I use my little blower, which is in my description below. I have a link to it if you want to purchase one. This is also, this is one of those blow dryer curling iron things, but I took the bristles out of this part and stuck a tube in there from like a vinyl roll and just made it my little blower for my bigger ones. So it's either way, you can use either one. So I think I might go with, I'm going to torch it real quick. Remember, it's house paint, so don't burn it. You got to go real quick. Okay, so let's go like this and put some cell activator. And the cell activator, you just want to put just enough in the middle to blow out. You don't want to go overboard. This, I take off the tip to blow with these small ones. Okay, let's go for it. Go right down in the middle and then out. Down in the middle, then out. Okay, now we're going to just let it sit while it develops the cells. We'll bring it in a little closer so you can see it. Oh, the colors are pretty together. Ooh, I'm loving the gold in there too. That grenache or whatever it is called. That red color. Ooh, it's like heaven. Look at that. And then too, if you want to play with any of it, like pushing any more out. That part's lost cause. But if you ever like see a spot that you don't like when it's like that, you can grab a skewer and just go like this. Make a little swirl. And it kind of takes your eye off the bald spot. You can do whatever you want with these. They're fun. Like if you have bald spots, that, oh my gosh, that red is so pretty. Okay. So now, if you don't think you have enough paint on there, right now is the time to add some more on your sides, which I think I'm going to add a little bit. Pull you back out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just getting my stick and I'm rolling along the side. Because now I want to be able to stretch my bloom, or I'm used to spinning it on my cake spinner. So this is not the way I normally do it, so bear with me. I can tilt them, I just don't like to, because I don't like how they go all wonky. So now that I got the extra on there, let's pull you out a little bit. Now I'm going to tilt it. I'm going to So I'm just spreading the paint to the edges so that it has something to hold on to, or something to slide on so that it doesn't fold over itself. Okay, so let's start by going to this end. Oh, see, the middle's not up yet. Watch how you know. Watch right here. Watch how it sticks when I try to go down. See how it's not moving, but everything around it is? It's because it's not ready yet. It still has to come up to the middle, so give it a second. Don't want to mess it up already. Some cool colors, I like it. This is the part that I get impatient with, is waiting on it. It's never fun, the waiting part. Let me blow on this real quick. That didn't do anything. Let's just add a little swirly to that one then. Normally I don't like to do these swirlies all over the place because just, I don't know, it doesn't look very professional to me. That's just my opinion, my personal opinion for my blooms. But they're fun to just draw while you're waiting because it's patience. I don't have it. Let's see if it'll move yet. Sometimes if you tap it, it comes up. Some people just tilt it before it's unstuck. I don't like the look of the wonky cells, so I wait. Okay, now it's moving. So we want to go all the way to the edge and tilt off, and then we want to go back to the middle. And then to the other side. It's hard to do this so you can watch. Come back to the middle. We'll go down to that corner. do you see where you need enough paint to actually move your design around and stretch it out? That's what the extra paint's for. Back to the middle. And go to the edge again. Okay, and then back again. See, I prefer to spin because it looks so much better to me. Okay, so now from here is where you want to just tilt it till you like the design. Now your goal isn't to just put it where you want it. You want to put it, or not to put it where it needs to go. You want to put it where you want it now. So for time's sake, let's just say we're done. Check out those cells. Isn't that pretty? See how it wonked some of my cells? I don't like it. But there is that one. And I'll do one more for you. All right, last one. Let's start off with some black and white. Just feel like it. And this isn't cell activator. This is just regular black in my pouring medium. So black. Let's go with some. Let's go with this one. This is that iridescent color with the shimmer to it. So it will dry with like a blue shade, a blue or purple shade. So it does best over dark colors. So also, before I forget to mention, if you are interested in taking the course, which I highly recommend, just because you know the recipe doesn't mean you know how to do it. It's a very complicated method of painting, and I recommend the course big time because it helped me tremendously. But I do have a code below in the description box, and I have the link to where you go to take the course, and I have the coupon code for 15% off. So I would highly recommend taking it. And anything else that you're wondering, like the recipe and stuff, I have it all written in the description below also. So don't forget to check out the box. Let's do some orange in here, shall we? Sorry if I'm blocking your view. I'm not used to recording this part. I'm used to just playing. And this is magenta, quinacridone magenta. Ooh, it's gonna be cool, I think. I hope. Oh, let's do some of this shimmer white on top so that when the black tries to go through it, it's gonna be shimmery. Yes. Okay. Now, here is our cell activator. Sorry about my arm being in the way. I put a little bit more pillow on this time. Jeez, my sticks are trying to fall out. Okay, ready? Ready, steady? Alright, I'm going to do my other blower. This time I'm going to use this blower. I don't know. I really do suck at going little. I'm used to going really big, so These little ones are just not my forte. Definitely not my style. If you feel like it's all going off, just hold it. That's what I do. While it's trying to come back, I just hold it with my hand. Because if you tilt it, it'll ruin the middle, because it'll try to move and the middle's stuck. If it sticks there or whatever, but I just use my hands. Give it a quick torch. Lighten. And if there's any big bubbles, I always just get a little skewer and pop them. But you want to be careful when you pop them, because you'll leave little white dots. So when you pop them, you kind of want to fill it in a little bit with the stick, if you can, without ruining it. See, like that one? I just popped it and it put a hole, but at least it's on the outside, so it's going to go off. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's a curl swirly. Let's just do that. There we go. When you're doing that, try not to go all the way to the bottom, because you'll bring the pillow up and the pillow will just make it kind of ugly instead of colorful. Do whatever you want with it, it's yours. And this is where I get impatient, so I just sit here and doodle, which usually I end up hating, but hey, it's your painting, do what you want. Doodle all you want. But if you're having problems with this technique, like big time problems, and you're doing the exact same recipe that you're seeing somebody advertise, whether it's me or anybody else out there on those platforms. Tammy Anderson has a US one also, so does, there's a bunch of them out there. But you just Google or YouTube the bloom technique and you'll get plenty of people that do it. But if you're not following their recipe to the T, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. Because it's like a science. You have to have everything. Jeez, that thing is loud. You have to have everything the exact same, or it won't work. Even if you switch up one thing, like the cell activator type, just that recipe, if you do like a 2-to-1, I can't guarantee you that it's going to work with my recipe. So just whatever you do, just try to make it be the exact same recipe. Then if you're really not getting any results, then let somebody know. People are here to help. I know that if you take the course, there's a Facebook group that is amazing. That in itself is totally worth the course, all by itself, just the Facebook, because there is so many people in there that'll go above and beyond to help you out and to help you understand it and to help you get the recipe down. They won't let anybody quit or be discouraged, because it is a rough one to learn and it's not easy, but there's the support in that group is amazing. Like, so if you're just hesitant on taking it, or you're like, oh, I already know how to do the bloom, I'm good, take the course just for the Facebook class. Like or for the Facebook group, you won't regret it. It's amazing. Anyway, but don't forget to check out the description. I have my blow dryer, or the little blower down there. I have all kinds of stuff in the description box. Oh, it's not moving yet. I might not zoom you guys out so you can see me. Come on, middle. to where I like it. Alright, I think right there's gonna do it. So check out those. See the peacock cells, what you call them, where there's a color inside of a color inside of a color? That's peacock cells. But like I was saying, I highly recommend the class because you get the ColourArte family on Facebook and it is worth it all in itself. Look how cool and shimmery it is, right there. Did you see that? So shimmery. That's that white. That's that Prism pour. The white one, the lace, something lace, whatever it's called. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it helped in some way or any way. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the description below. I'm more than happy to help. I want to help. So don't be scared to just leave me a comment or email me, and I'm more than happy to help you, okay? Alright guys, also if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. It'll help me out. And if you're already subscribed, I love all of you, and I love the ones that aren't subscribed too. I love everybody. But until next time, thank you so much guys. Bye for now.